For years, fans across Asia and beyond have been captivated by Lee Min-ho's on-screen romances. From his unforgettable role in Boys Over Flowers to his powerful presence in The King, Eternal Monarch, the actor has carried an image of the perfect romantic hero. Yet off-screen, Lee Min-ho has always been careful, keeping his private life hidden and his ideal type a mystery. That silence was finally broken when, in a rare candid interview earlier this year, he described the woman who could truly capture his heart. The words he chose were not flashy or scripted. They carried an air of sincerity that stunned his fans and left many believing that his ideal woman sounded suspiciously like a certain beloved actress. "I'm romantic," Lee Min-ho confessed with a small smile, his voice carrying both confidence and vulnerability. "If I fall for someone, I will pursue her wholeheartedly. But I don't want someone who pretends to be perfect all the time. I like a woman who is just herself, natural, honest, someone who doesn't try to hide her flaws." These words immediately set the internet ablaze. Was he hinting at someone specific? Who in the entertainment industry fit that description? What startled many fans was how detailed and heartfelt his explanation became. Lee Min-ho went on to describe his admiration for women who are not afraid to show their emotions. If she wants to complain, she complains. If she's tired, she says it. But she does it without hurting others. That's what makes her real. That honesty is what draws me in. In an industry where perfection is carefully curated, his preference for authenticity felt refreshing. He wasn't looking for a flawless goddess, but rather for someone whose warmth and humanity shone through the small cracks of imperfection. The moment he uttered those words, fans could not help but connect the dots. There is a particular actress, one who has been admired for her natural beauty, her maturity, and her honesty in interviews, who seemed to fit this description perfectly. While Lee Min-ho never said her name, the resemblance was impossible to ignore. Online communities exploded with speculation, whispering that the woman he described reminded them of none other than Song Hye-kyo, Korea's timeless leading lady. But Lee Min-ho didn't stop there. He revealed that his ideal partner doesn't need to be dazzlingly glamorous every moment of the day. Instead, he prefers someone who feels both strong and fragile at the same time. "I like women who are mature and thoughtful, but also a little bit clumsy sometimes," he admitted. "That little vulnerability makes me feel closer to them. It makes them human." His words painted a picture of a woman who balances grace with an endearing softness, someone whose presence feels comforting after long days of work. What touched fans the most was his description of love as a safe haven. "When I think about an ideal girlfriend, I don't imagine luxury or dramatic romance. I think about coming home after a tiring day, and she's there. Just being with her makes me feel like I'm home again." That one sentence captured the essence of what countless people secretly hope for, a relationship where peace and comfort are as powerful as passion. The timing of Lee Min-ho's revelations only deepened the intrigue. His words came at a moment when audiences were already fascinated by his interactions with top actresses in the industry. Many remembered his past co-stars and former relationships, but none seemed to align with the vivid image he painted. Only one actress seemed to embody every trait he listed: natural, honest, mature, occasionally clumsy, and possessing the quiet ability to make those around her feel at ease. Once again, fans whispered her name, but Lee Min-ho himself carefully avoided it. The mystery made his confession even more compelling. Even the way he described admiration for another celebrity raised eyebrows. He explained, "I respect people who are so genuine that they don't filter themselves too much, yet they still manage to be considerate, never crossing the line into cruelty. That kind of authenticity is rare, and when I see it, I feel envy and admiration." His example sounded strikingly similar to the way other industry insiders have spoken about a certain actress who has maintained her graceful reputation for decades without scandal. Social media went into overdrive. Fans flooded Twitter, Instagram, and forums with theories. some declared confidently that Lee Min-ho was describing Song Hye-kyo, pointing out how her public image and interviews aligned perfectly with his words. Others argued that he was speaking in general terms, not pointing toward anyone in particular. Yet even skeptics admitted the resemblance was uncanny. Memes and fan edits soon appeared, pairing his quotes with her images, fueling the fire of speculation. What made the moment all the more shocking was that Lee Min-ho had rarely, if ever, spoken so openly about his personal desires. In the past, he had given safe, generic answers, someone kind, someone understanding. But this time felt different. He spoke not like a celebrity fulfilling an obligation, but like a man who had thought long and hard about the kind of love he wanted. The rawness of his words suggested that he wasn't describing a fantasy, but rather, perhaps, someone very real. Fans couldn't help but recall how, years ago, Lee Min-ho had been linked romantically with a few well-known figures in the industry. But none of those past relationships seemed to leave a lasting mark that matched the way he spoke about love now. This wasn't about public appearances or glamorous dates. This was about depth, comfort, and honesty. For those who believed he was indirectly describing Song Hye-kyo, the possibility felt both unbelievable and tantalizing. After all, she too has spoken in the past about valuing sincerity and peace in her relationships. The overlap between their philosophies was enough to drive fans wild. "It's like he just read her personality out loud," one fan commented online. Another wrote, "He didn't need to say her name. We already know who he meant." Whether or not that's true remains a mystery, but one thing is certain. Lee Min-ho's revelation added a new layer of intrigue to his already magnetic persona. In the days following his interview, news outlets scrambled to cover the story. Headlines speculated wildly, hinting at potential connections between him and actresses who matched his description. Yet Lee Min-ho remained silent, letting the buzz swirl without confirmation or denial. Perhaps that was his intention all along, to share just enough to show his heart, while leaving the rest for the world to wonder. What makes this confession so captivating is not just the possibility of who he might be hinting at, but also the vulnerability he displayed. For once, the actor who always plays the confident leading man revealed his own longing for something deeply human, a love rooted in honesty, comfort, and quiet companionship. And in doing so, he reminded fans why he remains one of Korea's most beloved stars, not only for his looks or talent, but for his ability to connect with people through sincerity. As speculation continues, one question lingers in the minds of fans everywhere. Was Lee Min-ho subtly confessing admiration for someone he already knows, or was he painting the outline of someone he hopes to find in the future? Until he chooses to reveal more, the mystery remains. And that, perhaps, is what makes his revelation so irresistible. Because whether intentional or not, everyone seems to agree. The woman he described sounds just like Song Hye-kyo. The speculation shows no sign of slowing down. Fan forums remained flooded with side-by-side comparisons between Lee Min-ho's heartfelt words and Song Hye-kyo's past interviews, creating a narrative that feels almost too perfect to be coincidence. Some even pointed out how both stars have maintained a certain timelessness in their careers, gracefully aging, yet never losing the spark that first captivated audiences. "It feels like destiny," one international fan wrote, echoing the sentiment that perhaps Korea's two most iconic stars were always meant to find common ground. Still, others urge caution, reminding everyone that Lee Min-ho never once mentioned a name. To them, the beauty of his confession lies not in who it might be about, but in the honesty of what he desires. By choosing to speak from the heart, he offered a rare glimpse behind the polished image of a global star and showed that, deep down, he longs for something as universal as anyone else, love that feels real. Whether his words were a subtle nod to a specific woman or simply a dream of what he hopes to find, one truth remains undeniable. Lee Min-ho has once again captured the world's imagination, this time not with a drama script, but with his own.